Hey guys, it's Jen, and I thought I would come to you guys with my version of the type of smash book or journal book. Today we'll be making one similar to this size. I made this one for a teenage girl for her birthday, and then I have it bound with using my cinch bind it tool, and I have a pocket on this side, and I just made some tags, and I just attached some ribbon with the tiny attacher, so she's got some tags. And then I just put like an assortment of different colored papers, some pattern papers throughout. I stamped in different places here and there on the pages. And then I made her some die cuts, and I just attached them with a glue dot. And this is just some leftover kind of like, I like an acetate kind of sheet from different packaging that I had. So I recycled them. And I just made her a bunch of die cuts that she could stick in there and put on her thing. And I also made some envelopes, some bread tags, some different things for her to put in her book. So that's that one. And I also made some little ones. They're going to be for younger kids for Christmas. There's a pocket on each side and paper in the middle. And I also made some for boys. These are 6x6, so you could get 4 books out of a 12x12 sheet of paper. So that's them. So let's get started on how I put these together with the hard. I like the hard spine and bound on them because it doesn't crush your wire. Other notebooks that I've made, this wire ends up getting crushed and bent over time, and it doesn't work out so well. So I really like these with the hard bind on them. Okay, the one I'm making today is actually for me. I wanted to make a book that had different tabs in it. Mine's going to have like parenting, self-improvement, like things I want to accomplish in my life, some long-term goals, and like crafting goals or crafting ideas I have in here. So let's start off with how I put together the actual outer cover. We'll start with that. If I can find here it is, my centerpiece. Okay, this is some thicker chipboard, but if you're going to use thinner chipboard like cereal boxes, you're going to want to double layer them and then just adhere them together. That's what I did here on this one. It was a really thin chipboard, so I doubled it up. Okay, so what I do is at first I use tape to adhere it. I'm going to go ahead and line it up, and I'm going to leave 1/4 of an inch in between each piece. So I just line that up. And that's the hardest part, is just making sure that you get it lined up really well. You want it to be even, you want to have good spacing. And then what I do is I just take masking tape, but I happen to have some painter's tape on hand. So I'm just going to go ahead. Now I may have moved that. Let me just double check it, make sure I kept the spacing. Nope, that's okay. So what I'm just going to do is just fold it over. And I have my first piece attached. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to line it up. I'm just lining it up on the dots on my grid here. It tells me where I need to be, but you could use a ruler. I just find that this is really easy just to line it right up here on my grid. And I think they'll make some really nice presents that people can use it. They can use it as a journal or as a smash book or as anything they want to use it for. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tape it on the other side as well, just to reinforce it, make it strong. Okay, now this is going to be covered later, so we're not even going to see that. So see, now we have the base of our book. And these measurements, this actual book is 10 10 inches by 8 inches. That's what I made this book at, just because my base chipboard was already 8 by 10. So I just decided to go ahead and do it that way. Okay, then the next thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and cover our front and our back pieces here. So I think I'm going to use this pattern paper for the front. Try to decide how I want it to go. I think I want it to go just like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down with a glue stick. I find it's the easiest way to do it. You could use like a liquid glue, but sometimes it just makes the pages look all, warped, and so I don't like using that. You can also use ATG, but it just ends up using a lot of ATG, so I'm going to use a glue stick. I'm going to glue this up really well. Okay, now that I've covered that, I'm just going to flip it over and line it up with my spine. Okay, that looks good. Just going to take my brayer to make sure I got that adhered really well. It sticks to the paper. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of fold it over like I'm getting, just to get the crease put into the paper. Okay. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just take my scissors, if I can find them, and I'm going to cut at an angle into each corner, if you guys can see that on camera. Let me try it over here. Right to that corner. And then I'm going to take this flap off here. I don't think I got enough off. Let me just try again. If I'm on, make sure I'm on camera. Okay. Do the same up at the top. Okay.
What are you doing?
Shh, sweetie, I'm working, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work out good. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down this flap here. I'm going to put this under where I'm working so my table doesn't get all gooey because I run over the edges. And cover the whole piece of paper with adhesive, so that way it won't come up later. Okay. Then we're going to fold this flap over. Make sure we adhere it down really well. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is these little flaps at the bottom. And then we're going to fold over our corner. And then put a little bit more adhesive here. And then fold it up. And then that gives you that really nice corner. Well, I try to bring that closer to the camera so you guys can see that corner. So we just kind of folded it in there. Okay. Do the same up here at the top. Fold that in. More adhesive. And then we're going to fold it over. Okay, I'm just going to grab a paper towel to clean up some of that leftover glue. So it's not going to get on our pattern paper. Okay. And see what we've got so far? I'm just going to go ahead back over with the brayer one more time to make sure we don't have any air bubbles anywhere. Okay, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I started finishing this after I got the front and the back covered, and I didn't realize I wasn't recording. So basically what I did is I just took some of this decorative tape and I ran a piece on this side, and then I flipped it over, and then I did another piece on this side, and then just adhere it down like that and push it in real good. Okay, so that covers your spine of your book. So I'll show you how to do the inside part of the book now. Basically what I've done is I've taken a piece of adhesive backed paper, and it measures, let me see, I'll put it up to my grid here. It measures 17.5 by 9.5, so it'll go on like this. Okay, now I'm going to use my cinch to bind it, but one thing you want to make sure you do is flip it the other way before we put it on our cinch. So it needs to be where the pattern or the colored paper is showing, not the white adhesive back. Okay, so I'm going to use my cinch machine, and all you do is just hook your wire on the edge, and this is going to be your first piece that goes down.
Thank you, Mom.
Shh, guys, I'm trying to do a video. Go play. I started the video when the kids were all sleeping, and now they have gotten up, and so it's going to be a little noisy. I'm hoping it won't be too bad as we try to finish up this video. So the first piece that's going to go on is our adhesive back paper. Shh, honey, I'm doing a book. Go play. Okay, hold on one second. Get it all on there and push it all the way to the back. Now when we do this, we want to start with the back of the book, not the front of the book when we're trying to put it all on here. So I'm going to flip it this way, and I'm going to start with the last thing that I have, which is this this folder here. And I'll try to put in the description box the link to the tutorial on how to do these pocket folders, because there's a pocket here, there's a pocket in the middle, and there's a pocket here. So we're going to go ahead and put this on, and then we're going to start adhering, or not adhering, but putting on all of our our pattern cardstock, and just making sure that we get each one in on there, because you don't want any papers falling out. And each of my dividers are on chipboard from like cereal boxes that I've covered in pattern paper and just adhered with a tag. And there's a pocket at the end of each section. And I have 4 sections to this book. And I have a feeling I'm going to be jamming a lot of paper onto this 3/4 inch of wire. I should have probably used an inch wire, but I don't have any in my stock. So I'm going to try to make it work with the 3/4 inch of wire, because I have 4 sections with 20 pieces of cardstock each. And I believe, if I remember right, if I don't remember if I've said it, the pattern paper are 7 by 9. And the paper is, oh, I always go an inch shorter, the width and the length of whatever my my cover is. Okay, it's getting kind of tight on there. Okay, now I'm just going to clip off my excess wire here. And I'm going to go ahead and take it off. And I clipped it off a ring too short. I wasn't paying attention, but that'll be okay. We'll make it work. I'm listening to the kids yelling in the background and I wasn't concentrating. Okay, this side needs to go in a little bit more. Make sure it's all squeezed in really well. Now that I'm trying to jam that all in there. And see how it opens up like that? And then you've got your book and it's bound. Okay, I'll show you how I'm going to adhere it on to the back like this. Okay, I'm going to line it up kind of like where I think I'm going to want it to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it open. I'm going to start to peel off the one side. And I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to line it up on the edge and just rip the paper along the edge of the ruler so that way I'm not pulling on the binding itself. And that got it started and I can finish ripping it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this side down first. And then we'll do the second side. Just like that. Guys, shh. Michael. No, I'm doing a video, guys. Okay, I'm going to try to hurry up because the kids really are being quite rowdy. Okay, we're going to do the... I'm doing a book. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing on the second side. Oh, it's already loose, so we'll just finish pulling it off. And we're going to adhere this side down like that. Just make sure it all sticks down like that. Okay, so now we have our book. And as I said, you might, if you're going to do it as thick as I did, you're going to want to do an inch binding wire. So there's the base of my book. Okay, and I'll be back for the remainder of the rest of the book when they take their nap. Okay, I'm back. So to finish up the book, so far we've got the cover done. We have placed all of our pages and all of our folders into the binder. And the next thing I want to do is just make some corner pockets to go on the front and the back cover. So what I'm going to do is I cut a piece of paper, I took a 12 sheet of paper and I just cut it in half. So this is 6 by 12. And I'm going to kind of just eyeball it. I'm going to line it up with the corner piece of paper and then decide where I want it to go, which is about right here. And I'm just going to make a mark. And I'm going to want it to come up maybe to here, and then I want to cut it across. So the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut off this extra piece here. See if I can get into camera there. And then I'm just going to cut it at an angle. Like that. And that's going to give me my corner pocket there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the back side. I'm going to take my 6x12 piece of paper. I'm going to mark it where I want it to end, and I'll go up about maybe 2 inches and cut it across. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And then line it up where I want it. Okay, and to adhere that, I'm just going to use some of this red line tape, and I'm just going to put some tape right around the edges so we can secure that to the back. I've really wanted to make one of these books for myself for a while now. I've been making them as gifts for other people, so I'm excited to finally have a book of my own that I can stick all my ideas and my thoughts and into. And probably, you know, with all the work that I have in this, it probably would have been cheaper just to run out and buy a Smash book, but I had all these, I have so much cardstock that I need to use up anyways, and I had the wires and I had the chipboard, so I thought, you know what, I can customize it to make it exactly how I want it. So that's why I did, that's why I went ahead and just took the time to make one for myself. But I think they're going to make really neat Christmas gifts for all my nieces and my nephews at Christmas time. And my daughter also needs one for a friend of hers. She's going to a birthday party. So I think that's a really neat gift, and you can customize different embellishments with your Cricut. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that corner to corner. Here. And there we have our pocket right back here that we can stick things into. Now another thing I did is I had all these leftover sheets from when I cut out these sheets. This is the other side of it. So what I did is I just bound it and also put a piece of chipboard on the back so that I can slide it right in to this pocket here. And then what this is going to be is my short-term goals. So, or maybe even any notes I'm just writing down that I don't want to keep in my main book. It'll be here, and then I can just rip them off as, you know, if I need to discard them. But this is my extra sheet, and it was a great way to also use up all the scraps, and it can just sit there in the back. Okay, and also we just need to adhere this last front cover, or front pocket. There's a lot of really neat embellishments that you can make yourself to go in these books. But at least this will get me started, and I'll have a place to put everything. One more piece here on the edge, and then we'll be done with our book. Oh, that last one doesn't want to come off. Oh, it's starting. There it comes. It's peeling off. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up down here at the corner. Make sure it's where I want it. Seal it down good, and now I have a place to put anything I want in here. So there is my finished book. And so I have my parenting tab, my self-improvement, things I want to accomplish myself to improve myself. And under the parenting, I might write like funny things that the kids say or something that they've done that I want to remember and put it maybe into one of my larger scrapbooks or something there. Some of my long-term goals, things I'd really like to accomplish for myself. And then my crafting, any ideas that I may have or, you know, just goals or things I want to accomplish can go there and that. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks for watching.